So I'm at my appointment for my baby today, and I'm waiting for them so I can go in here with my baby. This is what happens when you're annoying. Hey, yeah, welcome back to my channel. I'm close to the steering wheel right now because I'm parked trying to handle this video. Today was a busy, crazy day because I was basically with the kids, my baby girls today for their appointment. And my baby first month appointment was today, so I had to take her for a first month appointment. Nana started screaming and crying because she don't want to leave, like always, banging her head, screaming for mama. So that's a lot to deal with. So right now I'm dealing with a lot, with the situation with DSS right now. I don't know what they got going on. There's just a lot going on. So I don't know when the kids are coming home. That's gonna be hard to see. They have to make the final decision or whatever they gotta do. Whatever they gotta do, they're gonna do it regardless. Because that's DSS for you. What I came on my channel to talk about is how a lot of things is affecting me right now at this point. Still going through postpartum depression. You know what I'm saying? I really wasn't talking too much about it because nobody really understands what I'm going through. But I just feel like it's just, why is the video still playing? There's a lot going on. But I'm not gonna let that stop me for my birthday. It's 40. I ain't doing nothing, just sitting in this car. I got a lot going on. Think about tomorrow because I got a doctor appointment for myself tomorrow. So I was holding Saija today and thinking about a lot. It's like she done got big. She's 10 pounds now. When we went to the doctor, she was 10 pounds. 0 ounces. She's eating 4-ounce bottles. She's very cranky and whiny at this point, you know what I'm saying? So I basically just was holding her and loving on her. Nana just was so aggy today. She was just whining and crying and bittering and just being a baby. So I was just sitting there with her and just holding her and loving on her and talking to her and telling her, mama's right here. So everybody was talking about how they want to hear about a chapter in my book with me growing up and how how my situation is a little bit different. They don't really want to hear about Hayward. So I basically just gonna read a chapter out of my book on my behalf because the book did start off with Hayward. Well, they call it a pamphlet, but I'm trying to get this book out there, which I will. I got a lot of effort in doing that. So let me go on to my childhood life and read a little bit off that while I'm sitting here and just thinking about my kids, and a lot is on my heart right now. This is all Hayward here. All right, so I'm gonna start off like this. Give y'all a short taste of my life. Where did it start? All right, so again, that's that part. That one. That one. So finally I moved from there and came here and started fresh with no money coming in. I had to find a way out into local DSS office for help for me and my kids. Then I started to research on college again online. So everything was starting to fall into place. Getting back into school changed me and made me a better person because my mind was still with him. Not attending classes online is wonderful. Now attending classes online was wonderful for me to learn my career is important to me to make more money for my kids. Providing for them and seeing them smile, I have learned that if someone loves you, they are not supposed to hurt you or lie to you, but you cannot trust anybody in the world but yourself. Love is a powerful word and it means a lot to me to hear my kids tell me, Mommy, I love you every day. Waking up in the morning hearing a voice in my head saying, Nika, you can do this. Walk by faith and not by sight. You can do this. Then here comes the devil. He steps in and tries to kill my happiness and my peace of mind. My thinking about Hayward bad, thinking about how bad Hayward has took my heart and mind. With him, he's not even feeling my hurt in his heart. I have to fight and fight myself to get better from all things in my life. It seems is not healing my broken heart. How can I wake up one day and sad saying I'm completely done when I seem to keep going back on my word. Life is full of surprises with people, and the world itself is crazy. I move on with my heart. As soon as I get my life back on the right path, I'm in a dark place in my life right now. And here's my true story about how my life started. I was born and raised in Sumter, South Carolina, October 15, 1984, raised by my grandmother, Down Maloney Grant, the woman who didn't give birth to me, but the woman who took me in from birth. My grandmother had 7 kids of her own, which she raised all of hers, and she had 4 boys and 3 girls. She had raised her kids. Now she had to raise us a lot for her, but she said she had to keep us because she loved us and she didn't want anybody else to raise her grandkids. She didn't want her family separated. My mom abandoned me and my sisters and brothers. And she said she didn't want kids at the time, so that's why she gave up on us. Knowing in my heart, I wanted my mom in my life. It was hard for me and my sister because we really loved our mom. My grandma sits down one day and told us the real truth and the reason why my mama didn't want me for her daughter. I was very nervous and upset when she said the unthinkable. Your mama didn't want you because you were too dark skinned. And I was like, the other, it was too dark skinned. I was not like the others, and that I'm not her child. They gave her the wrong child. My heart dropped deep down in my lap when my grandma kept going on and on about how my mother left me in the trailer we were living in with her at the time. She got a match and a piece of paper and light it up and set the whole trailer on fire with me inside, watching the flames go up while standing in the window screaming and crying for help. When she came out and left me in there, she took my sisters and brothers with her, not thinking about me at all. As the fire got deeper, my grandma tried to break a window to get me out, but she couldn't, so she called my aunt out of the house to break the windows. Finally inside, she grabbed me and ran out before the trailer went up in flames. My grandmother then took me inside to calm me down and said, I never want to let anything happen to you again. One day my mom came to get us from my grandmother and move us back to Columbia, South Carolina in a 2 bedroom trailer with her crazy boyfriend. While living in the house with her, I cried every night wanting to go back home with my grandmother. My mom would tell me stories about how she threw me behind the bed because she didn't want me and how she wanted to kill me. I'm listening to what she was saying and I started to ask her a question like, why did you have me if you didn't want me in your life? And I'm gonna stop right there because that's just a big part of my story of my life. I didn't have a mother. I had a grandmother, and when I did want to go spend time with my mother, I was physically neglected and treated wrong and treated like a piece of shit. Like, I didn't even resist in the world as being her child. And like me being a mom is a big challenge because I gave life to 10 beautiful children. But when I gave life to my first child, I didn't know how to adapt on being a mother. I didn't know how to love. I didn't know how to give my all and myself to a baby, you know what I'm saying, that I'm carrying in the womb. I had to learn how to grow. I had to learn how to, become a mother and get adapted of being a mother, you know what I'm saying? So giving unconditional love to a child that I carry in my womb for 9 months and push out and had, I had to learn how to grow with that child. I had to learn how to, you know, basically be in that child life and love her unconditional. Like, that was my firstborn. And being a mother doesn't comes with a handbook. It only comes with the knowledge, you know what I'm saying, and the ability of being yourself because nobody can't tell you how to raise a baby. A baby gonna grow from being a baby to a toddler to a child to a teenager to a grown person. But you gotta literally watch that child grow. And for me to become a mother, it made me more stronger in certain ways because when I had my first child, I really wasn't thinking about life like that. I was still partying, having fun, and doing what Nika wanted to do. And I started realizing that my grandma was dying at the time. And I got pregnant with my son, Papa. And I started to realize, I asked the Lord for a son, that she was dying and I had to do this on my own. And that I really would need to get, physical help when she died, because it's the only person that I know, what I'm saying, that loved me unconditional and gave me unconditional love, and that been there for me since I was a baby. So I had to learn how to love two people at one time, which were my own children. And then I did learn how to grow after a while when I met um, Papa Daddy, which is Boo. He taught me how to love. He taught me how to basically go out here and give unconditional love to my children, because I didn't know how to love. I didn't know what love was, or what did love mean, what I'm saying, at the time of having my two oldest children. So I started to grow with them and start to learn them and start to understand life is not about me anymore. It's about my children. And I have to go do what I have to do for them. You know what I'm saying? So I started to realize more and more and more how aggravated life was getting with two children, and how I couldn't manage and how I couldn't stay on my feet because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to do it. I didn't have anybody to hold my hand and feet and say, okay, Nika, go this way, go that way. I had to learn on my own. So, when I did met Hayward and I did got pregnant from him and had a baby from him, life started to change on a whole nother arena, because I'm starting to realize, this man was more important than my children, or I had more things going on in my life that I could not understand why I couldn't love my children the way I wanted to love my children. So yeah, I got dark secrets in my life, growing up, because I didn't know how to be a mother. Now that I am a mother of 10 beautiful children, I would do whatever I can for my children. I would give my last breath if I have to. I would give a rib out my body if they needed organ or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I basically grew over the years of being the best mother my children will ever have. And the case that I'm going through now with CPS, it drives me crazy in my mind. I'm going through postpartum depression. I'm going through anxiety. I'm going through everything. And nobody actually sees what Nika's going through, because they're not walking in my footsteps. They're not walking in my shoes. They're not seeing what I'm going through. And me personally putting my book out there on Amazon, which it will be out soon. I'm saying, I'm trying to get everything done so where people can purchase my book and maybe they can read it and relate to what I'm going through, because some people are going through the same thing I went through. You know what I'm saying? Like when people say physical neglect, it drives me crazy in my mind to even hear a word like that, because for one, I'm not physically neglecting none of my children. I'm not going to harm my children in any physical way. I love my children to death, do us part. That's a commitment, not a statement. And that's something that I try to tell the world. Like, my mama didn't give me everything that I asked for. She wasn't there for me to hold me when I cried or when I needed something. Watching Nana today, when I get ready to leave, banging her head and crying and screaming, "Mommy, I want to go, I want to go." Every time I'm with Nana and she wants to go, remind me of the time I was a child and I wanted my mom and I couldn't have my mom, because my mama didn't wanted me. It's a difference between me and my mom. I'm not like my mom. I'm myself. I love my children. So when Nana started crying like that today and screaming for me, my heart melted. I said I wanted to break down and cry. I wanted to get her out of that car and hold her and tell her, "Mama, no, know that mama loves you, and no matter the situation, you don't understand what's going on. I'm not gonna never leave your side until I'm dead." You know what I'm saying? So my heart was heavy on that point of seeing her crying and pouting for her mama, wanting her mama, because I put myself in a situation of going live on an app called TikTok and going out here and showing my life. And of course, my boy pull up his shirt and whatever else they want to say, sexual abuse and all this other stuff going. That's just false allegations, and it's sick in the head for people to think anything about anything negative like that. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, my story is out here to a lot of mothers out here. Don't put your kids on that app if you're not gonna, if you feel like it's just for fun and you thinking it's for fun, when people out here looking in, trying to look in anyway, and go out there and put false allegations against you. You know what I'm saying? Because me being a mother, I love my children to death, and I will fight for all 10 of them. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, a mother job does not come in a handbook. A mother job is hard. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard, but you gotta learn how to accept the good with the bad. You know what I'm saying? The positive with the negative. So at the end of the day, my goal is to move me and my kids away from the city that I'm in, put us in a better house and a better car, and start new, like a new environment. You know what I'm saying? Like do something different with my time, get me a better job than what I have now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like a cleaning services. It's still money coming in, but I want to watch my kids grow up. I want to be there every inch of the way. I want to be there for birthdays. I don't want to miss birthdays anymore. I don't want to go through what I'm going through with CPS anymore in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody said, well, the kids got taken 3 times. My kids never got taken out of my custody 3 times. This is the second time my kids got taken because of false allegations. The first time it was something dumb and stupid what people had going on or whatever. But I feel like God got eyes and He see everything, and He knows that I won't harm His children. But at the end of the day, anybody who doesn't respect me and mine, truly, I have nothing to say to them because my life is my life, and when I'm gone, I'm gone. Nobody gonna take care of my kids the way I do. And being a mother, I'm overprotected over my children. I love my children. I will do whatever it takes to get them back in my care and in my custody, and knowing that mama loves them. At the end of the day, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the video. The comments will turn back on. See you guys later.